Devin Trader here, back with another video. Today I want to break down simply how you can make 1,000, either with 1,000 to 5,000 a day using this method, and how I use reversals, evening stars, and morning stars to catch my trend. Now, it is very simple when you're using price action because you're always looking to your past to confirm your future. Whatever happened before have a high possibility of happening once again. So any given time I'm coming to the market, the main thing I'm looking for, like I said always, is breakout, pullback, identifying that pattern, it being a morning star or evening star before I get into my trade. Now, using this method, you can make a lot of money, whatever pair you're looking at, whether it be Euro NZD, USD JPY, whatever it may be, as long as you follow this right here. Now, again, a evening star, as you can see over here, a evening star is the exact opposite of a morning star. So evening star always means going for a sell. Over here, you see it has a morning star, which always means going for a buy. So evening star means going down, you're going for a sell. Morning star means going up, you're going for a buy. Now, looking at here in the past, when price action worked its way all the way back to this previous level resistance. Once it came back here, it fell right back to the downside. So seeing this in the past, if I come to my future, I'm looking for the same exact thing. I say to myself, when price action came to around 2.04, right, it always fell right back down. So when price action approximately come right back to 2.04, you're looking for the same exact thing to fall back down. Now, when price action come to this level, I always call this the where, meaning that this is where you're looking to get in at, right? The where, right? So anytime you're looking at a level of support or resistance, that's always where approximately where you're looking to get in at. So any given time you're thinking about yourself, how do I get into this trade or where am I getting in at? You're always looking to approximately get in the same way before. So whatever level you're marking up, that's where you want to sell at. Now the why is the next part, right? So you know the where. Now, why do you want to enter there, right? So you got to know where and the why, right? So when price action comes there, I know that's where I want to get in for my sell because before that's what happened in the past. When it comes back to this level, I need to know why I want to go in for a sell. And the reason why is this evening star. A evening star is a bearish reversal pattern. So seeing this bearish reversal pattern at a past level resistance where it fell before, you know for sure it had a high possibility of doing the same exact thing. So any given time when I'm looking at the market, guys, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Reversals when they come into the market, and also breakout and pull back a structure when it comes to looking for a trade. But majority of the time, guys, I said before, the breakout pullback over here, right? Break above a level, pulls back to a level, makes a morning star pattern, you get in at 5 o'clock. In this case right here, it was 5 o'clock on the Sunday opening at that market opening right on Sunday. So still a perfect trade. Breakout, right? In this case over here, we have a previous level. This is the breakout above that level. We then have a pullback to the same level. We then have a morning star pattern. And this is simply how we get into the trade when it comes to going for that buy. Same thing over here, guys, right? Only thing different this is it wasn't a breakout or a pullback. Price action came back to a previous level of resistance and it fell right back down. And we saw this evening star pattern. Look at the next bar, right? 9 a.m. in the morning. So that's what I mean by that. If I'm seeing that pattern at 9 or 5, as always, I know how to get in. Breakout above, pull back, make some morning star. This right here will be a buy into the market when you're going for a trade just like that. Easy money all the way to the top side. Your stop loss always below the pattern. In this case, you're going for a buy. So stop loss always below that level. Over here, it will be above the pattern, right? Wherever that pattern is looking like, that's how you place your stop loss, right? In this case over here, I'm going to enter after the closure of the morning star and have my stop loss below the level of the morning star. And in this case over here, I'm gonna have my stop loss above the evening star when I enter after the closure of the evening star. You see what I mean? It's very simple. That last bar is your entry as well as your stop loss, right? So we come over here, we say we have a entry right here as well as our stop loss. So this last bar of the pattern, it shows your entry as well as your stop loss. This last bar you see here is your stop loss as well as your entry. Okay, so getting into the market, I'm looking for that. Okay, so over here, like I said before, we had a past level of reversal. If we came back over here and simply replay this, right? It would have been just like this, right? So we're looking at it. The same what we said before, how it came here and had that rejection, came right back to it and it fell down. So when price action come right back to that level approximately of 2.04, we know we're looking at something, right? That's how we add things to our watch list also when we know a level is about to be hit once again. So when price action work its way, right? We're gonna take our time. When price action work its way right back to that level, this is exactly what I mean, guys, right? Boom, price action hits that level. You need to be watching it and waiting for a reason to get in for a sell. We have our where, right? This is where we want to get in for a sell at. Now we got to find out our why. So we know where, right? 2.04, right? So we know approximately where we want to get in for that sell at. Now we got to figure out what's the reason why it's going to fall at that level. So as time is going on, right? Time is going on. So we gotta be patient at also, guys. You gotta know how to take your time when it comes to letting these pairs make their patterns on them. Okay, take your time with it. But here we can see it makes that morning star perfectly. So from Wednesday all the way to Friday, it's making that morning star, and you enter Friday morning. You feel me? And you hold on to this trade over the weekend as you should, right? Because you enter on a Friday morning, it's end of the day. If that trade is not by profit by 5 p.m., whatever it may be, you close or hold. Like I said before, this time schedule 9, 5, 10 is for everything about making decisions. You're always making a choice at 9 or 5 or 10 to do something on your pair. And it's usually either you're holding or you're closing. Just that simple. So when it comes to this right here, guys, right? We see it at a past level of reversal where it fell before. So we can even come over here and measure. We can say, okay, when it came here before around that level, it fell at least for 229 pips, right? So same thing here. We can say, okay, once it comes to this level, it can at least come right back down here to the downside and at least make that profit, right? Or if you entered after the evening star, you're seeing this as your profit about 157, and you see your stop loss. It don't gotta be that high per se, but a lot of time I tell guys that have the cushion on that trade, because using that schedule, you can always go back to it and track it how you want to. But price action should be somewhere right around here. You can have a stop loss set somewhere right around there and easily still get into that trade. Now watch it, right? As time is going on, boom, you saw evening star, you get in at 9, because we should always get in at 9 or 5. And you can see from there, right? The trade easily falls to the downside so perfectly. And with this right here, that you're taking your time, you're waiting, and you see how easily it hits that TP. You know what I mean? So you would have made a crazy amount of money from this trade, right? Over 149 pips, right? 150 pips about, right? Just that simple by identifying that evening star at a past level of reversal. So the same way how we can get in on a breakout, step 1, pullback, step 2, morning star, step 3, we get in at 9 or 5. In this case right here, it was 5. We can still get in on reversals in the market. Now watch it here. I know a lot of guys don't have the 8 hour time frame. You really don't need it. You can still make a lot of money without even having that. You know what I mean? So even when you come down to this pattern, guys, you're still looking at the same exact things. Everything is still the same exact way. You're looking for the same reasons why to get into a trade. Let me kind of get off this replay real quickly. But now you can really see, guys, how just simple this stuff is. I mean, you can easily, guys, always get into the trade by easily identifying a morning star or a evening star. And that's always how I get into my trades every single time. I'm never getting in any different way. You see, it's always going to be a break of structure, a pullback to it. I'm getting in for a buy or sell, or the way I showed you right here, I'm getting in on reversals by still using the same exact pattern. So guys, this right here is how I use reversals in the market on your NZD or any pair for that matter. We are on a Friday right now. We had a pretty great week in the market. Not a lot of entries as per se, but a lot of time I try to tell guys, when you're looking at the market, you're not looking for a trade every single day. You're looking for the right trade when it comes along. Wherever your technique or your strategy shows you whatever pair it is, that's where you go to. And that's how you watch the market or be profitable in the market over a long span of time. So we are on a Friday. If you didn't take any trades this week, whatever, don't force anything today because you could have made a lot of decent money from that Monday to Wednesday or at least Monday to Thursday. You know what I mean? So again, if it's Friday, don't force anything. Look at the market, back test, things like that. But don't force yourself into the market when you don't really see an entry. So always, guys, right? Looking for morning stars and evening stars when you're getting into the trades, looking at reversal levels as well as breaker structure. And still, the morning star and evening star at 9 or 5 is all you need to know. I see you next time, guys. Have a great weekend.